on this path, you will, at some stage on your journey, you will realize that you, in fact, are the main character in your life, right? However, this does not mean to act like you're the main character, right? Like, there's a difference between knowing and acting. Acting is coming from a place of lack, is coming from a place of entitlement. I think we can all agree that anyone that's entitled is just repulsive as hell, and can be viewed as fake, which is something that it doesn't resonate with people on this journey. It doesn't. It is the polar opposite. It really is. However, you will understand that you are in control of your life, and that the external, it has its way of revolving around you, around each single person. Each single person has their own movie, right? Own movie that they are the star in. However, I'm not saying to go act like you're the best thing ever. No, it is realizing that you are the star of your movie, and just like that person over there is the star of his movie. It is experience, right? I suppose we can call it God experiencing itself through millions to billions of different vantage points. Sounds deep, but yeah, if you get anything from this video, like, just know that you are not insignificant. The powers that be have tried to condition us to think that we are all just little insignificant, pawns pretty much on the grand scheme of things, but it is the furthest thing from the truth, because each and every person alive has the potential to actually wake up to their true and divine nature. However, that doesn't mean that everyone is going to wake up in this lifetime. Only a select few are going to actually wake up completely. Who knows if I will get to that stage, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that you understand that if at any point that you feel like you have to act a certain way, you are missing the point completely, right? Because, I mean, by definition, acting, it's kind of like faking. However, that is not in your DNA anymore. It'll naturally just remove itself from you, and all that is left is your true and genuine essence of self. And that true self, as much as you want it to resonate with other people, it won't resonate with everyone. Like, you just gotta accept that. except that the consciousness level of society as a whole, it isn't very high. If you were to get yourself to a relatively high state of consciousness, then you are actually contributing to everyone in this world also raising their consciousness. Don't forget that, because I mean, think of the great spiritual teachers of our ancient world, right? Only one guy or one woman. However, they had the power and influence to really help other people snap out of the illusion. Now, you coming to the knowing that you are the main character in your life, it is very important to have a great level of humbleness to you, and modesty, because it's a person who truly knows what they're doing. They don't have to prove, a damn thing to anyone through their words, right? Like, anyone can talk, anyone can do the talk, but if that talk actually has any substance behind it, now that's another thing, and it rarely does. Like, let's just be honest, it rarely does have any type of backing behind it. So if you are able to achieve a great level of humbleness, appreciation, and gratitude, confidence in the knowing that you are special. Every single person is special. However, each person has to do the work. It isn't something that is freely given to you. My life changed when I started to actually do the work. I mean, before that point, like, nothing was changing in my life. I was just stuck in my own circumstances that I had actually created for myself. It's so I remember when I was a kid, right? Like, my parents, they used to always say to me, "Oh, stop being so humble. Stop being so humble." Right? However, ever since I was a kid, I just had this humbleness about me, that, like, if anyone ever gave me like a compliment or anything, I'd always like talk them down and stuff. I suppose like that also comes from a low sense of self-esteem, doesn't it? But I feel like that has helped me in this phase of my life, right? Because I think it's very important that I am able to remain humble in the successes that I do have, and to not be arrogant. I never want to come across like I'm arrogant. I don't. And if I ever do, it means I'm doing something wrong, and I plan on changing that. But it's all about, for me at least, it's all about being confident, honest, trustworthy, humble. I reckon those are like the four main ones. 4 or 5, I can't remember. Yeah, so yeah, even though on retention it feels like you are starting to realize that you are the main character in your life, don't let it get to a stage where you become like one of these entitled people who think that the world and everyone in it has to serve them and has to revolve around them, because in many ways, like, that is just as bad of a disillusion as many other things, right? So yeah, all right guys, take care.